Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine,
And I am still James.
and we're about to give you an epic review on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. But before we do that, we got an intro. All right, we're back. Episode 9: The Rise of Skywalker. Episode
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker. You ready for this? Okay.
Uh,
So welcome back to the review. All right. So this is, like I said, episode 9. This is supposed to be the final chapter in the Skywalker saga, or just
the
Star Wars in
Skywalker
general.
saga, yeah.
Okay. So they got all the way up from, of course, Phantom Menace is one, and this is the ninth one. Um, Before we get all the way into this review, what did you think of this movie on the whole?
It's just a movie, man.
It's the most epic movie of all time. What do you mean, just a movie?
I mean, maybe the most epic franchise, not the most epic movie.
Okay. So going into this movie, we could talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right.
The good is the special effects and the visuals, the way it looks and shot. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The I'm talking about, like, this is the best film. This is the best quality film I've seen. You gonna see in recent time, far as the way it looks. Like, I haven't seen nothing to look better than that for a long time.
Because I was watching this and I was thinking this is like the perfect balance between the practical effects they did in the original
Yeah,
trilogy and all the CG stuff they did in the prequel trilogy. Like they finally found that balance on what they can
yeah,
do practical and what they can
dude,
do digital.
you right, because it's too much digital in the original, where you can just kind of see how everything's fake or whatever. But if you know how to blend that with real sets,
Yeah.
it'll look amazing. You know?
Because like I remember going in and looking into the way they did some of the effects in the original. It's like like you'll have a star field that's like a painted screen put in front of the camera, so you got depth on that. It looks like something real in the shot, and they can fake you out that way. Then you go to the prequels, and they have everything shot on a blue screen or a green screen, and you're just looking there like I'm not in it. So figure out where you can blend that so everything moves in relation to the objects in your foreground and your background, and everything feels weighted in the scene. And they really found a way to make that work in this.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from the, the space battles to the stuff on the land, and all that stuff look amazing, dude. Uh, I really like I really like what they was doing with the Millennium Falcon for at the beginning. This is like a beginning scene.
Yeah.
They had a little trick they was doing with it. I'm like, it was dope. But I am about tired of the Millennium Falcon, though.
It's like, decades we've been in this galaxy, and this is still the best ship.
I know. But no, okay. So that was the good. The special effects. Um the acting was pretty good. The acting was good for as the level that where everybody was consistent on doing what they already set up. With Kylo and what's his name? Ray and Poe and Finn. But yeah,
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
think?
I will say they did a really good job of fleshing out the way they played some of these characters. Like, so you show them in different situations how they react. When I think this is like one of the first times we've actually gotten to see someone like put Poe on the back foot for real. It's like
Yeah,
he's always been moving ahead in every situation. So like seeing someone back him off was actually kind of cool.
I really like the way Oscar Isaac played the character. He just don't feel like a copy of another character. He feel like his own guy. You know
Yeah,
how he's this hotshot don't want to like he gets along, but he's not gonna like he's gonna run off on his own and do his own thing and not listen to people, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like he stayed consistent on who he is. All of them
sure.
stay consistent. Even Finn stayed consistent on being nobody. Uh, no, Finn stayed consistent on being useless.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but and that's kind of sad. And I looked. They gave him Han Solo pants. I'm like, why y'all give him Han Solo pants? Like, what the fuck? Why did y'all give him pants with a stripe on it? It don't even go with his jacket, but okay.
Yeah, well, like, because I was when I was watching the movie, I was getting the feels like they really want these three to take
Oh
the
my
place
god!
of Han, Luke, and Leia. I'm like,
So
but they ain't Han, Luke, and Leia
if you
though.
want Finn to be Han, at least let him fly the Millennium Falcon. He can't.
Nah,
He don't fly the Millennium Falcon.
yeah,
All he do is sit in
like,
the back seat.
cause like I'm watching the movie. I'm like, are they trying to set him up to be Han? Well, he ain't being. Oh my god, they made him Chewie.
No, he ain't Chewie. Chewie was the co-pilot.
Yeah, like every now and again they let him sit up in the cockpit, and then whenever
Man,
shit gets
they
real, they
let him
put him
do
in
the
the
little
back in the
guns.
gunner seat.
Right, they let him do the guns. But when they tell him when it's time to fly, they be like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing? Get your ass in the back
Don't
seat."
touch that. Go sit in the back with the kids.
All right, but no. So that's Finn. He's Finn. They gave him nothing to do as usual. So we got Kylo. Kylo is how would you say they handle Kylo, man?
He's they made him even sadder. They let the anger take a backseat for the sadness in this one.
Yeah.
Those are the only notes his character has in this entire trilogy. Okay, we need sad Kylo. Okay, that's done. Now we need mad Kylo. Like,
Yeah, he went back. He went back and forward on a lot of stuff. Like you saw when he put his helmet back on. It's like
yeah,
why did you crush it? Why are you putting it back on? And then they even had a scene where they kind of called him out, or they took notice where he was like, "Oh, you wonder why I look like this or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, your men are like thinking like, dude, you're an idiot." It's like, dude, are you gonna not wear the mask? Are you gonna wear the mask?
like
What's the point?
Homie even said, "As to your helmet, sir." You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, your helmet? Oh, I don't. It's cool.
it's cool. Everyone really likes it, sir. You look great.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. If you didn't have the force, if you wasn't so strong in the force, nobody wouldn't listen to nothing you say.
Hey, look, matter of fact, you are exceedingly strong in the force, and some folks is still talking about you.
Yeah, I know. Man, they made such a weak ass villain, and they kept him weak throughout 3 movies. So I give him that being consistent
Yeah,
on keeping this a weak ass villain. Just so mentally weak and such a child, not knowing what he want, always mad, always throwing tantrums and shit. You know, it just like I said, they stay consistent. 'Cause I'm like, man, it's just you can't respect that dude. You don't, like you said, you feel sorry for him. not in that way of
and like not in like in a sympathy way, in a pity
right.
way. It's like, oh man, this dude don't even realize what a joke he is.
Yeah, I know. Like
That's
you feel,
sad, man.
I feel
So
sorry for
sad.
him because I'm embarrassed for him. Like
Yo,
when he show up with the mask on, his men looking like, look at this fool. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. You know, Kylo Ren is that one guy that shows up to see a pop culture movie dressed as a character, but like in the middle of the day, in the middle of the weekend, he's the only one.
where at first it was fun, now you just looking around like, oh my god,
It's like
look at this.
like you talk yourself into it. You thought, man, I'm not gonna be the only one. We're all gonna have a great time. And you show up, folks. You know, just took a long lunch to come see the movie. They still in they work uniform. You out here with a cape and everything.
Yeah, so okay. Kylo, we got Kylo. He's the same as he always is,
Yeah.
whiny, unsure about anything, just whatever. Okay, so now we got Rey. Rey. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you like Rey, if you think Rey is cool, you gonna love this movie. Cause I'm talking about overpowered Ray.
Yeah.
If you boy, they doubled down on that Mary Sue. On that Mary Sue thing, they said, you know what? We're gonna take that Mary Sue and we're gonna raise you. We're gonna double down on some Mary Sue moments.
Like, I don't know what kind of game you thought this was, but we all in.
Yeah.
You know, like, because like I'm waiting for them to back off on the Mary Sue, like say, no, you real, but you ain't the truth. Like I was waiting for them to have that moment of settle down, kid. You ain't the biggest baddest thing on the playground right now.
No,
It
dude.
never happened.
No, dude. They let her do, and I don't want to get into specifically all the stuff she did because I'm gonna do that. Say that for the spoilers. But they let her do some shit that we never seen in the Star Wars universe. They let her do some shit that we don't know how she learned. She just can do. You know, I was like, what the? I'm like, oh, okay. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous.
You know,
It's not.
like
There's no consequences no more.
none. You know, and so it's like stuff happens in this movie, and then Ray, out of nowhere, never knew it was even possible as far as she knew, and just did a thing.
Well, and the thing, and the thing is, anytime she in a excuse me, anytime she in a situation, I'm not worried because she can always get out of it. No matter what, no matter earthquake, volcano, natural disasters, she got to answer for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also, like one of the negative marks against this movie, even if it has to be at the expense of another character, she will be okay.
Yeah. Even if make another character look weak, they want to make her look strong. Like
Yeah,
they doubled down on this Mary Sue thing, and I was so out of it. Like I was into it, but I was like, this is bullshit, and it started to make me mad. It started to make me mad because I'm looking like, damn. Uh, I was looking like, damn, y'all could have done better than this, or I'm just thinking like, I was thinking like, I thought y'all was gonna. Yeah, they gave us a little explanation. They gave her a little training.
yeah,
They gave her a little training, but then she was doing things that she didn't learn in training because nobody else done it. So she didn't learn this in training. She just knew this, and it was like something that's like, okay, well, if y'all gonna start doing this, then I'm out, cause,
yeah.
cause I'm not. It felt like y'all had rules, and you establish your rules, and you don't break your own rules. Now y'all breaking your own rules. I mean, I know you can always. It was always leeway to say, hey, we just didn't show you this yet, but it's just getting ridiculous.
You know, and so like I actually had a lengthy discussion about why Ray wasn't as valid to me as the protagonist of the other two trilogies, and like I had to put it like this: Luke was never next level all
Yeah.
throughout his movies. He picked stuff up kind of quick, but he was never next level. He was just good enough to just get the win with
Well,
help.
well, right, but you can okay. By the
But
third
we also
movie,
had he also had a lengthy training, period, and everything he did, like they explained to you why he was able to do it, why he could, eke out this win. If you want to talk, even if you want to talk about Anakin or Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogy, stuff had weight. Like there was a chance it wouldn't work out.
well,
But with Ray, you don't get that. It's just like, she's gonna do something and she'll
man,
get the win.
I know I'm so over her. It's like, no, man, don't show me her no more. It's like I'm bored with this. I mean,
We want Broom Kid back. What happened to Broom Kid?
I'll take Broom Kid over over Ray because I mean she too OP, way
Yeah.
too OP, man. And we can talk about the other side characters, the originals, Chewie and R2D2 and C3PO and all that. You know, I kind of like Chewie did some of the best acting in the damn movie.
Wait, look. Why is it all the best acting in this movie is from people whose faces wasn't in the movie?
But no, they had a moment where Leia died because I mean maybe that's a spoiler. Sorry, but I just feel like that Carrie Fisher died in real life, so they was gonna have to have her pass away somehow in the movie.
Right.
And Chewie, Chewie's broken up about it because that was his last for real friend from the old school, and well, C-3PO, but and he broke down, and it felt kind of real, you know.
Even R2 had a little moment. I'm like, how am I feeling for this droid struggle right now?
Right.
But then when like you go to Ray or Finn, when they're having their little moments, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
And I don't know if that's the writing that wasn't there or the direction wasn't there or what, because neither one of them are bad actors.
Well, I ain't saying that they did bad. It ain't no weight to the story no more.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna talk about all this stuff with the reveals. We know Palpatine was there, and I'm gonna tell you this: they just start giving you answers. They start rapid firing answers off. Shit, all the stuff. It's almost like J.J. Abrams let fans write this movie. Cause
you know what? Matter of fact, I'm not even joking, y'all. There's a bit of dialogue late in the film that reads like a Wikipedia page.
dude.
Like it's just such and such did this, and then so and so did this, and then such and such did this.
When they showed Palpatine early on, he didn't waste no time and just start giving you exposition about all the stuff that you was wondering from the other movies. Well, I know you got some like he turned around his chair like, I know you got questions. Well, I got answers. Here we go. And it just started rapid firing all this shit off. Like, wait a minute. Okay, this is a reveal. That's a reveal. This is a reveal. Like, okay. Okay. I guess we just got to hit the ground running with all these reveals.
Like, I feel like the writing in this movie, especially now, once this movie is over, I don't want to hear questions from none of y'all.
Well, you know what? They could have revealed a lot of this in the second movie where it wouldn't have been that quick reveal. You know what I'm saying? We would have known what we was dealing with, and we just know that our heroes was going to have to deal with it. But
like, also, none of those reveals are big enough to save to the very end.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole point. It's not the fact that they did them early. It's the fact that it's too many reveals at once. We can't digest one because we got one about Ray, one about Ray's parents, one about where he is, who he is, who's Palpatine, where he come from, where Kylo, who did this, Snoke, all that stuff, just rapid fire. All the answers to all the questions that we had from that original, just we got rapid fire answers. They was like, look, we gonna answer all this shit before it's over. So here you go.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something else about this movie that really I have a hard time reconciling with personally. So the action choreography in this movie is way better than it was in the second one.
Yeah, you talking about the lightsaber, or you?
Yeah, all the lightsaber combat, all that was way better. So why did they wasted all of that great choreography on some of the most throwaway action scenes?
Yeah,
I've seen them, because real talk, none of them were necessary.
No, but we needed to see them, and I wanted to see them. But
also this makes it even less excusable that last scene in Last Jedi was as pitiful as it was.
Yeah, I mean they just had to go back to the drawing board. So
that
should be better. If you got time to look and see what you did wrong, and you got another one, you should be better.
Like, I'm not mad at them for doing better. It's just y'all could have given it some weight. Like, and that's one of the biggest things about this movie. Nothing has any weight. There's a couple of scenes in there where they make you feel a little something, and then it's right back into the thick of things, and there's just no impact.
I feel like it's no weight because we got all those answers way too quick. It's like by the time we got the answers to questions that they asked 5 years ago. So by the time they answer these questions, you just don't care. Like, like, do you really care? Like, I tried to care, but since that second movie pretty much like kind of derailed everything.
Well, also for a lot of the questions that they answered, when folks was asking those questions in the moment, they said it doesn't matter.
Right. and now you just answer them.
Yeah.
So after you didn't already told me get you told me to get lost. Don't worry about it. I said forget it then. You know what I'm saying? And now you coming back. Oh, I got answers to all that. I don't. You already. I already moved on.
Yep.
I'm already over this shit. And now you coming back with the answers. You know what I'm saying?
You know, so it's like when they had that moment last year, they said your parents are nobody. Like folks was going mad, and now folks are like, okay, so her parents are nobody,
They
so
had a
now we can really
retcon for
move
that.
on. And then
They
it
had a
said
retcon for everything that Ryan Johnson did.
exactly. It's like your parents weren't exactly nobody. They were really somebodies. They were really very, very important.
I know.
You know, they were nobodies for a reason.
Right. And I'm like, okay, man, look, dude. All right. It's too late now. It's too late now. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is man, look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you an analogy on Star Wars and its fans. Star Wars and the fans, it's like a failed marriage. And this movie was the last was the significant other's last chance to try to save the marriage. And it was like, you know what? You just made me realize this shit is over. That's my
Exactly that.
analogy right there. Like you just try to save this marriage by coming, hey, remember the old times? Remember when I didn't tell you this, I didn't tell you that. Now this is how I feel. You like, you know what?
You
This
know,
shit
it's
is
like,
over.
hey, you remember back in the day when I didn't have no side chicks? That was great, wasn't it? What you mean no side chicks? I thought there was one. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's talk about what's coming next.
You remember when you asked me how did I feel back then and I didn't tell you? Now I'm telling you now. Now it's too late. The shit is over. And I'm
It's
done
like,
with this, dude. I don't want to see no more Star Wars forever. I'm done with this, man.
you know, like, and also, like, keeping in mind, so, like, this is the end of the Skywalker saga. There's still a bunch of Star Wars fans
Good
that wanted to see
riddance.
some of the later characters that only existed because of the
Let's
Star
talk
Wars,
about the new
the
characters
Skywalker
then.
bloodline.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's talk about the new characters. They got uh what's her name? The girl, the other stormtrooper, black stormtrooper.
I don't remember. I
Look,
didn't even.
listen.
It
Now
ain't even in
I'm
my head
saving
no
a lot
more.
of this for the spoilers, but they pretty much gave Finn. They pretty much just made a Finn a girlfriend,
Pretty much.
and it's like, look, you can't have Ray, but we're gonna give you something else.
But look, but also in the process took away the only thing he had left that made him worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only interesting thing left about him was he was a stormtrooper that defected. That's gone now.
Right. Well, the thing is, they knew that they was going to put him in a position where he's going. They just didn't. They just wanted to give. It's just like, the old girlfriend did you bad, but we got a new one. You know, the new girlfriend always make you feel better. You know, but it's still some bullshit because everything about this girl was so made up just to please. I mean, it was made up just for him. Everything about her was convenient for him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, no, man, y'all just made her up. She's a black British chick too.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I mean, she ain't bad looking. I mean, I probably would have hopped on that. But the point is, we see what you're doing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like also because in this could just be me, but it feels like they were writing an easy out for Finn.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they just, instead of just breaking his heart and telling him to fuck off, they gave him somebody else.
Right.
And it was so manufactured to fit his character. This is everything you want right here. She an old stormtrooper and she look good and she British and she black. Like, okay. Like, yeah, you can't have that. But we'll get you something else, bro. Don't worry about it. We got you. But you can't have that, though. Don't even look at that. So, was any other new characters? Oh, villain-wise.
Oh, hold up. Poe's
Oh,
old
yeah.
gang member.
Right. I was wondering was she a Mandalorian because she never took her mask off.
Well, this is the way. But like they even made that like a little thing between them. Like they were basically giving both Poe and Finn someone that wasn't Rey.
Exactly.
Like, look, we can't have y'all trying to get with the Messiah over here. So tell you what, we got y'all a second place medal.
Right. Y'all can't have that. Say, whoa. Y'all hugging a little too long. Y'all be friends with her because Rey is the most important thing in the world. So y'all can't have that. But we'll give y'all somebody else. Also, the villains also had a new general. And somebody else said, why didn't the hell they put this general in the second movie and introduce him so we have something to go off of on this movie, going into this movie? He could have been rebuilding the First Order in the second movie.
Like, also, he seems like a genuinely more compelling villain than any of the other villains we've had so far.
Hux was a fucking idiot. Hux was originally they made Hux like a threat, like a big time villain. Then in the second movie, he was just a weasel. And I mean, I guess they stay consistent with that. He's still a weasel in this movie. But it's like okay, y'all. Yeah, it's a bit late. It's a bit late, but it's a new general, which we need a general. We need a competent general to lead the army because Kylo Ren is so all over the place. There's no way he can lead an army.
Yeah, that and the only thing he's concerned with is Rey.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, he's the supreme leader because he's got power that nobody want to mess with, but he's really just a spoiled child that don't know what he wants, and he those temper tantrums, and there's no way that is the worst leader ever. Knights of Ren.
Right.
Knights of Ren, or lack thereof.
Yeah, those guys, like, they were supposed to be this big, bad, shadowy force that was going to change the game.
They supposed to be like the Ginyu Force.
The problem is they ended up being the Ginyu Force.
No. I'd rather have the Ginyu Force. If they came out posing, I'd have been cool with that. But no, these motherfuckers did absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, you know who had who had a better role than the Knights of Ren?
Who that?
The natives on that planet that was dancing. They had a better role than the Knights of Ren. Because they was so useless. I swear to God, they was useless. They never said a word too. I'm gonna say more for the spoilers. We're gonna do that tomorrow. But now, the Knights of Ren were the most useless damn characters.
All they did was walk menacingly through some alleys.
Man, all right.
That's it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up so I can get ready to go to work so we can we're gonna do that spoiler. We're gonna let all our frustrations out tomorrow.
You know what? I might have to construct some speaking points, some talking points before we get into that one tomorrow.
So okay, the movie was entertaining. It moved very fast paced. It was on to the next thing, on to the next thing. It was well constructed on how it's put together, but story wise, kind of upset me. Especially one Rey was way too strong, way too powerful, way too OP, and the answers were so rapid fire that it had no weight to it. But in a way, it's not J.J. Abrams' fault because the second movie didn't put you in position to get none of these answers. They answering stuff from the first movie that we had a question from 5 years ago. So it's like it didn't, like you said, it had no weight. Yeah. And so the way it was shot and the way the way it looked, the movie was epic, but story wise, the movie was just all right. So that balanced out. I would say it should balance out to a dope, but I don't want to give it a dope because I left mad at the end. I mean, I'm sorry we didn't talk about Lando, but I'm telling you like this: Billy D, he came in, did what he had to do, got the hell out.
Yep.
So Billy D wasn't even in there that much, But I mean, he did good, for what he had to do. But
Agreed.
I'm gonna give this movie just an all right, man, because I was mad. And I'm not gonna drop it to a whack because it's Star Wars and it still was entertaining. But I was just kind of mad about the things the choices they took and the things they did. So I give it all right.
Yeah, for me, like I came into this like telling myself, okay, no matter how cool the stuff they shows you, don't let your nostalgia, trick you. Don't let them convince you that the movie's better than it is. I'm like, they didn't even try to convince me that the movie was better than it was. This movie just failed so horribly to live up to what they had promised.
Yeah.
So like for me, like for as much as this is a watchable movie, like I'm not gonna aggressively flip the channel if it comes on TNT one day. It's just an all right film. It's for this to be the end of a trilogy and the end of a saga. This is the 9th movie in a franchise, and it just doesn't make an impact for me. It's not whack, but
Right.
it's just all right.
Well, I mean, it suffered heavily from not being set up. You got to set that second movie. You got to set this stuff up. You cannot just give us. You can't say it in the first movie. Don't do shit in the middle movie. And the third movie, just give us all the answers.
Yeah.
You just lost us. You lost us in that second movie.
Like one of the ways I've characterized it is this feels like the third movie in a series. It doesn't feel like the end of a trilogy.
Yeah. So, all right, man. That is our review for Star Wars. Did you say you gave it an all right? What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah. And all right.
So, all right, meaning like a C, it's okay, it's average. But see, the thing is, it balanced out to be an all right because it was an epically shot and epically done movie. It's just that storyline took you out so much that it just like, oh man, especially and then if you try to watch this without watching the other two movies, you're gonna be so lost. But you can watch Return of the Jedi without watching the other two movies. But this one right here, you just lost.
This movie doesn't exist without the other two. That's
So all right, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for checking us out. Please subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos.
We've put up enough of them. Go ahead and check it out. If you on the fence about actually taking the time out to watch a movie and you see it's in our list, man, just go ahead and see what we got to say about it. Can't hurt.
Yeah, and be on the lookout for our spoiler review. We will have that up tomorrow. All right, y'all. We out of here.
Peace.